Welcome back to another episode of Queens of Ponderosa, where we outfit, outgay, outslay every single week that there's an episode of Survivor, and even the weeks that there are not. But right now we are in season. We are on episode 3 from season 49, and it was a little bit of a predictable one.
Yeah.
Maybe not super predictable in what happened with Jake, this medevac and all of that. But if anything, I think it was just sad.
Yeah.
Sad episode of Survivor.
Definitely. That's my initial impression as well.
Yeah,
is
such a bummer.
I don't know if letdown is the right term, but definitely feeling just like a little deflated.
Yeah.
And mourning what could have been. I've been really into like mourning and grief lately because I talk about it in therapy all the time.
Oh my gosh.
I always talk to my therapist about stuff, and then he's like, "It sounds like you're experiencing grief," and I feel like that's what happens.
You know?
Yeah, and so I feel like I'm more attuned to that type of feeling and emotion. Mm-hmm. So I feel like I'm feeling a little bit of grief of like mourning what could have been this episode of like what could it have been like if we didn't have a medevac, and what could it have been like if Kella won the challenge and we put these other tribes to the test.
I know.
So just like a little bit of like mourning the loss of what could have been, and then feeling like we were just on the cusp. Like honestly, maybe like blue balls a little bit.
Yeah.
Because it's like, we got like so close to like having this like epic comeback.
Yeah,
and like
great.
all this emotion. And I don't want to say it feels like a waste because, you know, obviously it was like a really tragic circumstance, both from a personal standpoint and like a gameplay standpoint of like, God, this tribe, but also just from like a viewer's perspective. I'm like, this could have been so amazing. And it wasn't. And it's so sad.
It's so sad. So I guess we can just cut straight to what we're talking about, the sadness of this episode.
Correct.
In Jake getting bit by a crate, a sea crate snake, which is a highly highly venomous snake. And their bites would kill you.
Yeah.
It was said on the show that they're 10 times stronger than a rattlesnake bite. And you have the same chances of getting struck by lightning.
Yeah.
Which is, it brings peace, I think, to the players that then had to immediately jump in the water.
Yes.
After they found out Jake had been medevaced. But most of the time, their bites are what they call a dry bite, which is when they bite but don't release any venom. And it's just like a warning of like, stay away. They're not really aggressive. But Jake wasn't even like taunting the snake.
Yeah, he was just sitting
chilling
on the beach, and it came up and got him.
And it came up and bit him, and he was like pretty calm. It was crazy though, because they obviously like get him on a boat and get him to the medical team or the medical tent as fast as they can. And the first thing that one of the doctors says when they dock the boat is he breathing?
Yeah.
They said, is he breathing? Is he breathing? And I was like, wow, this is very serious.
Super serious. And like a bit of a first for the season or for the show. Like
ever, yeah.
Crazy that after 49 seasons, there's still things that we haven't seen or experienced before. So for our viewers that may not be as familiar with Survivor history, medevacs on the show are quite rare. I think it gets brought up a lot as an example of how Survivor's like a brutal game, but they don't happen a lot. And a medevac on this level is all like, I can only think of 2 other ones where you could sense the true panic that was occurring amongst the staff
team,
and the team were Caleb. Season 2 when Mike Scoopin fell into the fire and had to be medevaced. And then Caleb on season 32 where he had to be helicopter life flighted out because he was having such severe heat exhaustion.
He was like in and out of consciousness.
Yes. So
it was horrifying.
Yeah. We, for the very first time in Survivor history, see base camp. We had never seen anything like this. Like Jake gets bit, he gets put on a boat, and the show cuts to Jake arriving at base camp. And we see Jeff come out of his living quarters where he is to come and see Jake in the medical tent facility. We even see Alex, before Jake gets taken, show off the Survivor guidebook they give them, which we've never seen. So it's common knowledge if you're a super fan of Survivor like I am, where it's all that I think about all the time, that the players get quite a bit of training before they go out on what they can eat, what they should avoid, what animals they might see, what fish they might see. And they usually have like a little bit of supplies with like bug spray, sunscreen, bandages, disinfectant, like period products for the women. And in addition to that, they have this handbook. So everything they go over before the game has started, they can access later. And we see it for the first time on the show, a
So
white
cool.
binder that Alex opens up and shows us the exact snake that bit Jake and says, this is a sea crate. It says highly venomous in the book. So then when I was watching, I was like, oh my gosh,
like,
this is
he could die.
unprecedented. We have never seen, I'm trying to think if we've even seen like any kind of like animal
Bite.
attack or bite that took a player out before. I don't think so.
We've seen nasty bug bites.
Yes.
What season was that? The bug bites like on their back, or was it their knee or their leg or something?
There's been a couple seasons. The one that I think of the most is season 4, Marquesas. They were called no-nos.
Yes.
And they were brutal because you basically
Disgusting.
like couldn't see them, and those players were covered head to toe in like giant swollen bites. But on tons of seasons we see like an excess in like bug bites, mosquito bites. We've seen players get taken out because of infections, like sickness, exhaustion, but I don't think we've ever seen a player get evacuated from an animal bite.
And it's such an immediate risk.
Yes.
Because they don't know, like, because it's never happened ever. And apparently they have locals that are on their team.
Yes,
like
Jeff talked
local
about this.
Fijian people. And they all said they have never, ever in their lives met someone or have known someone or they themselves been bit by a sea crate. It's just it's that uncommon.
Yeah.
So they're like, we don't even know.
Yeah.
You know? And so what's going through their head is like, okay, he could go into cardiac arrest. He could stop breathing.
Yeah.
And so they're just like trying to monitor his symptoms. And it was funny because one of the nurses or one of the people treating him, the doctors treating him, she said, okay, his vitals are good. I think they're looking better than mine right now. Like the medical team must have been in such panic. Like we could literally lose someone. And Jake just keeps saying, I have a kid on the way.
Oh, yeah.
Like I have a son on the way that's going to be born. Like I need to live.
Yeah.
And so I can't imagine just the mental toll that it took on him.
Oh, yeah. I got choked up.
Yeah.
I cried.
It was sad.
I always joke that I'm a very like sentimental person and like anything remotely emotional can make me cry, which is true. But man, watching this episode, I was like sobbing. I was like, this is so scary. Like I immediately thought about that of like, oh my God, like not only does he have this son at home where now he's thinking like, oh my God, like
I might not meet my child.
I also thought about like all the stakes that he had in the game because I knew in my gut when it happened, I was like, they're going to take him out.
Yeah, of course.
And I was like, God, like everything that he had put into it of like getting on the show, like wanting to bring home money to his wife and his newborn son, this being the final season his dad will get to watch because of the cataracts developing in his eyes. I was like, oh, like pure devastation for Jake as a person, for Jake's stakes on the show, for the Kella tribe on the show. Like we, you know, and at the risk of sounding maybe a little bit callous, from like a strategy perspective, it was devastating too, because I think we would have seen some really interesting gameplay if they would have lost another challenge and Jake was still there.
I know. We talked about this last episode of like the different options that could happen because Jake, I think, was in the best position on the tribe.
Oh, yeah. He was completely safe.
He was completely safe. And so from a strategic gameplay standpoint, it is devastating because he had the best positioning on the tribe.
Yep.
And he was kind of like their ringleader, their dad. Like, it just sucked all of the air out of that tribe.
Oh, yeah.
But if he had stayed and they went to tribal council, there were so many different ways that it could have played out.
Yeah.
And I think they could have voted Alex out with his idol.
Yeah.
Which Sophie and Jeremiah kind of wanted to do this episode. And it just like wouldn't really make sense.
Yeah. Even based on the exit interviews, because this week, since we had 2 eliminations, because Jeremiah does get voted out, we heard from Jake and Jeremiah, and it was so interesting because their answers directly opposed to each other. And I'm
Let's start with Jake. Let's start with Jake.
So in Jake's exit interview, Rob Sesternino asks him, if you were still in the game, what was happening? Imagine you don't get pulled, you still lose the challenge. Jake was adamant, like, oh, it was Jeremiah. Like the three of us had already talked about it. Like he was going home. Absolutely. Jeremiah, on the other hand, is like, I think that because Sophie had Jake wrapped around her finger so hard, I see a world where we get Jake to vote Alex out with his idol in his pocket. Now, we don't know what Sophie and Alex's take on that situation are, because if Sophie, leaves the game and is like, oh yeah, Jeremiah was leaving, then fine. But just that alone, in addition to the personal and emotional stakes, that's what I'm saying. Feeling a lot of grief of like, oh my God, this could have been an amazing tribal of like, how are they going to navigate this of like, this person has an idol. He's best friends with Jake. Jake also kind of downplayed his alliance with Sophie. In his exit interview, he said, I purposely played up the bromance to hide the fact that Sophie and I were so close. So even that, I'm like,
I know.
He says that they would have voted Jeremiah out, but I'm like, I don't know.
I don't think I would have loved to see Sophie and Jeremiah go to work.
Yes.
Go to absolute work and get Jake to flip on Alex and vote him out with an idol in his pocket. Like, it just would have been so fun.
Yeah.
And Sophie, she is a worker. Like, in this episode, we see her hiding in the bushes, like listening to Alex and Jeremiah. Like, okay, what are they saying? Who's lying to me? Like, it would have been so interesting.
She's a player. I am really growing to love watching her.
I love her. And I think a lot of the moves we've seen her make are more out of survival, and they're just like a little bit defensive. And I think this would have been, if Jake stayed, the first super like offensive move that she would have made with Jeremiah and Jake.
Yeah.
So kind of a bummer, because she had to go back on defense a little bit.
Which she did masterfully.
Oh, it was perfect.
Because she had been laying the seeds for like a couple episodes. She'd been sowing the seeds of like, how do I break up this pair?
Yeah.
And that could have blown up in her face. And she played this, I thought, with the cards she was dealt, masterfully.
Perfect.
Where obviously they edit it so to give us some suspense, but it sounds like Jeremiah said in his exit interview, he's like, I don't think there's anything that I could have done, because if Alex plays his idol and Sophie votes with me, she's destroying her game. So she's not going to risk that, even if he doesn't end up playing it. And so I'm like, she played it masterfully, has an ally in Alex, hopefully moving forward, like kept her name off the chopping block still. Like, I'm so impressed with her.
Yeah, I really don't even think Alex considered voting Sophie. I think for him, he knew that he was going to vote Jeremiah. It was just a matter of, do I play the idol or not?
Yeah.
And I think he did the right thing.
Yeah.
Because it's like, you play the idol and another one's going to be in play tomorrow.
Yeah.
Or you don't know what's going to happen, but you could get it again. But if you don't play it and you get voted out, you won't be here to look again. So I think he did the right thing, and everyone who gets voted out with an idol in their pocket regret it.
I agree. I would have done the same thing in his shoes.
Me too. I would be curious, though, to hear Alex's perspective, or I guess not his perspective, but his relationship with Sophie. Because Jeremiah in his exit interview was like, me and Sophie, right? Like, me and Sophie were working together. She would have like worked with me and Jake to make something happen.
Yeah.
Jake in his exit interview was like, oh, Sophie and I were number one so hard.
Yeah.
So I'm like, is it just Sophie playing that well? Like, she really has gotten in with everybody.
I think the answer is yes. We obviously will have to wait and see whenever they leave the game what Alex and Sophie's take on it is. But that is the vibe that I'm getting, is that she was low-key running the tribe.
Absolutely.
And it doesn't, but the thing is, she did it in a way where it doesn't seem like she was doing that. Like, she was never the target. Nobody ever wanted to cut her. People were going to bat for her. Jake would have gone to bat for her if he was still there. Like, and it's really impressive, because I remember being a little apprehensive on her pregame press of like, she's very openly strategically aggressive compared to a lot of the other players. A lot of players came into this season with like, I'm going to vibe out and feel out what I'm doing. Sophie was one of the only people in her interview that was like, I know exactly what I'm doing. I'm finding the meat shield. I'm attaching myself to him. Bang, bang, bang.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what she did.
Totally.
And she did it perfectly to the point where even though her meat shield is now gone, I don't think she's in any trouble.
I don't think she is either. And I think the other two tribes feel so bad for them.
Yeah.
Like in the immunity challenge, they found out before the immunity challenge started what had happened with Jake and that he was pulled from the game.
Yeah.
The other two tribes were just like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Jason said on the Hina tribe, he's like, I feel like we all feel so bad, but like we don't know what to do. We can't help.
Yeah.
You know, and he was, I guess, trying to say like, we're not going to throw a challenge to them so that they're safe. And then Alex stepped in and was like, we're going to compete. Like, we don't want this to be easy. We don't blah, 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 blah. But then when the challenge ends, neither of the tribes celebrate.
Silence.
It was complete silence.
Yeah.
And I think it was earlier in the episode before the immunity challenge. I don't know if it was Joanne or Nate, so you'll have to remind me, but I think it was one of them over on the Uli tribe saying like, when it comes to the merge, it's going to be red and yellow.
Oh, it was Jawan.
Oh, it was Joanne.
It was Jawan after the challenge because they knew, I think that everybody saw the writing on the wall that they're going to be down to 2 and that they were going to shuffle the tribes, which based on next week's preview, they are. I'm really excited about that. And yeah, Jawan is the one that was like, it seems like it's going to be red versus yellow. So kind of what we talked about last week, we said people that survive these disaster tribes tend to do really well. And I think we're going to see that play out. I don't think anybody is going to want to get rid of Alex or Sophie. I think that depending on how the tribe swap plays out, we're going to see people scrambling to pull them in to be the vote they need, because we are now down to 14 people and there's going to be 2 tribes of 7 and 4 is a majority.
Love it.
And we see 2 groups of 4, one on Uli and one on Hina, and the chances of those 4 being intact are quite low.
Yeah,
so
same.
I 100% foresee Sophie and Alex being a super hot commodity and going deep.
100%.
Going super deep in the game.
And I think also because the other 2 tribes are vibey tribes. It's like all about the vibe.
Yes.
And da, da, da. I don't think they would have the heart.
Oh, yeah.
To be like, well, let's just vote out Sophie. It would be easy. Like, they would never.
Yeah.
And they are also chomping at the bit.
Oh, yeah.
To make something happen.
It was so interesting, the dynamics. I wrote down, Uli and Hina had like an almost identical episode on both of their tribes, where Jason says it on Hina, and then on Uli, it was, let me see, who says?
It was Nate?
Yes, it was Nate. Jason and Nate both have confessionals where they're like, everybody on our tribe loves each other. Like, we are so united, blah, blah, blah. And then both tribes participate in a group idol hunt proposed so that they have the ammo that they need to continue forward. It was so interesting. I don't know if I've ever seen an episode of Survivor where the dynamics of 2 tribes mimicked each other so strongly.
It was literally a copy paste.
Yes.
Like,
it was
exact same.
Fascinating of like, there's this core 4 that is making the tribe feel like it's a core 6. Hey, we need to go find the idol. And then you had on Hina, maybe like a little bit more strategy with it, where MC, this was really interesting. MC, she's really impressing me. I'm just going to say, did not expect this from her.
I wrote that down. I'm super impressed with her.
She sees through the BS and is like, this is crazy gameplay. Like, everybody knows that whoever has the idol is the one with all the power actually. So all this talk about like finding it together and using it is not true at the end of the day. So she goes to Steven and is like, what do we do to make sure that one of us have it? And Steven in a confessional says something I thought was really interesting, because we have not seen a lot of MC at all. Steven says MC is his number 1.
Yep. He said, I want to ensure that either me or my number 1 has it, which is
if
MC.
I don't have it, I want her to have it.
And I think last episode it alluded to how close those 2 are, Steven and MC. But in the episodes before that, it was like Steven and Matt a little bit. Like, he felt safe with Matt. But now it's like, this was the first time it was explicitly like, this is the number 1 and 2, like right here, MC and Steven, which I love this pairing. I love it so much. I love a nerd with like a strength, like jock, athletic person. And MC is that, like, she's so strong, but like, don't let that fool you because she is so smart. And Steven has the brains, obviously. Like, he's a rocket scientist.
It kind of seems like Steven might be the Sophie of his tribe, where everybody is really endeared to him and wants to work with him. But yeah, so the group proposes an idol hunt, and MC does end up finding it. And as far as I understand, I don't think they told everybody that she found it.
No, it was just Steven.
I think they both saw like, okay, when we lose an immunity challenge, we have to dig under the boat and then find it. So now that we're going down to 2 tribes, because, well, we'll talk about Uli. Uli does the same thing. After the immunity challenge, we cut to Uli where Jawan says, I think the writing is on the wall. Blue is in trouble. It's going to be red versus yellow when we get to the merge. We need the beware advantage. We need the power. So same thing. Group goes to look for it. Rizzo finds it, but instead of keeping it secret,
hey guys,
I found it. Now, granted, in his confessional, he does say, like, at the end of the day, like, I'm not playing this for anybody else. It's for me. And it's not leaving my hands until I hand it to Jeff Probst, which I do think is a bit of foreshadowing by the editors. I would not be surprised.
Like, knowledge is power.
If Rizzo plays this idol to save himself, because they included that in a confessional. But yeah, so Rizzo finds it, tells everybody. So everyone knows Rizzo has the idol. Only Steven and MC know she has the idol. If it were me, which it is not, I would not have told anybody. I would have kept it secret. But I understand that the beware advantage like kind of forces you to, and MC and Steven obviously trust each other enough that I don't think it's inherently like a bad decision. I definitely would not have done the Rizzo, like, I found it. Here it is, everybody. Like, and granted, we don't know the dynamics of the tribe fully. So maybe that's just like what he understands is what he needs to do.
But, and I don't think he has a number 1. And maybe he does, because also in this episode, Sage.
I was going to say, it sounds like people think he has a number 1, which is Savannah.
Yeah, because Sage was like, she had a conversation with Jawan. We'll get to this in a minute. Basically, Rizzo might be closest with Savannah. I don't know, because, but I don't think it's mutual, because Savannah and Shannon are like this. So I do think in Rizzo's position, it's like, who would he go to, right? Like, who would be the one person that he'd be like, hey, I found it?
Yeah.
Or would he just be like, hey, everybody, I found it, or tell no one?
Yeah.
I think the hardest thing about telling nobody is these beware advantages really, like, you have to have help. You have to have help to make it happen, especially if they have the chain.
I was going to say, if it's a ball and chain thing
Rizzo
again.
can't carry that.
Yeah.
Like, quietly, you know? And I think where it could hurt him is if he doesn't tell anyone and then he decides to tell someone and they're like, why didn't you tell us?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's just tricky. I mean, I don't know. I think I would like to say I wouldn't have told anybody.
Yeah.
But I do think I maybe would have been more like MC and just been like gone to one person that I trust the most, because you do see it like solidify people a lot. But it always leaks out, and eventually everyone knows.
It always leaks out and turns into a target, which is
always
another reason why I think it was really smart for Alex to play it, because knowing that he played the idol and he doesn't have it anymore, I think will only help him when they split up and shuffle the tribes, because an idol is a huge target, and anybody after a tribe swap is looking for a reason to get someone out that's not them. So more props to Alex that I think it was the right decision, even though he didn't need it. I think everything that he did was he did it right.
He did it right. And I mean, the nice thing though, going into this whole swap situation, is no one would know that he has the idol unless he were with Sophie on the same tribe. But I don't think that's what's going to happen. I think they're going to be split up.
We'll have to see. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how
they could end up on the exact same tribe.
Yeah, because based on the preview, so the previous time this happened that's comparable is on Survivor Philippines, where we had 3 tribes of 6, and Matt Singh famously gets down to 2 members, which are Malcolm and Denise. And they don't do a tribe swap. They just say, draw tribe flags or buffs out of these urns, and Denise goes to Calabao, and then Malcolm goes to Tandang. Sorry. Malcolm goes to Tandang. I don't think that's what's happening here because we saw Savannah wearing a yellow buff in the preview.
Yeah.
And I think Rizzo too. So they're doing more of a shuffle. So there is a chance that Sophie and Alex could have been on the same tribe. Chances are low.
The chances
because it's like
are
a 1
low.
in 14 chance that they both draw a yellow buff, or I guess 1 in 7. But
And that's where, like, I think he could have been okay keeping it because no one would know that he had one besides Sophie.
Yeah.
And I don't know if she would tell everyone that. I don't think she would.
yeah, I mean, if it came down to like we're voting you or Alex out, she would do it.
She would do it in a heartbeat.
But
an absolute heartbeat.
Yeah.
If anything, she would plant something on someone and be like, "Oh, you see, so I think something's in their pocket, or I think something, like, I think they have something."
Yeah.
Like, she's so sneaky.
yeah,
I love her.
I'm still riding hard for Jawan as my winner pick, but like I am on the Sophie train.
This swap
The
is going to
Sophie
be
B train is fierce.
Yeah. Oh, it's so fierce. I think this swap is going to be great for Jawan.
Yeah.
Because
I hope so.
he's not in a good position right now.
So you got into it a little bit earlier. So the other main development we saw pretty much on, like, for the rest of the episode, the only other thing that we saw gameplay wise is Sage, who is so interesting because she's
So
weird.
fascinating.
Weird, but like very socially adept because she recognizes she's on the outs. She's talking to Jawan and is like, I think that there's something weird happening with Savannah and Rizzo. And then she goes to Shannon.
Well, she tells Jawan too. She's like, no one's really talking to me. Is
nobody
anyone
talks.
talking to you? Like, it's all just kumbaya, but like, is anyone talking game with you?
Yes.
And he goes, well, I haven't heard your name, but I haven't really heard anyone's name.
Yeah.
So like, I don't know. Like,
So,
he was like, I'm on the outs too.
They see through the kumbayaness. She goes to Shannon because she and Shannon have similar vibes.
Yes, and
is
they're
like,
soul sisters, according to Shannon.
yes. And is like, have you noticed like Rizzo and Savannah like leaning back and like whispering to each other, or like when they go on walks, they're like, oh, we're gonna look over here.
Yeah, I'll walk with you.
Shannon, yes, she says like, Sage and I, like, we have soul sister energy, but my number one is Savannah. And Shannon immediately goes to Savannah and buries Sage and is like, this is what she just told me. So it's really unfortunate because like Sage shares earlier in the episode, like, it's really hard because it's bringing me back to childhood where I felt like all my best friends ghosted me. And by senior year in high school, I like ate lunch alone in my car, and I feel the exact same way
This
here.
is what actually made me cry in this episode.
Yeah.
It wasn't even Jake. It was Sage being like, all my life, I have had friends that would be my friend for a year or a school year, and then they ghost me.
Yeah.
And then I would get new friends, and then they ghost me. And
Yeah.
then by the time I was senior, I'm eating lunch alone in my car. I was like,
Ugh.
oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Like, it just really, really broke my heart, especially because in high school, like, I was fine. I don't know what you were like in high school, but I mean, I played soccer and I was really involved in like seminary, and then I was doing an extracurricular program with like some other friends.
Yeah.
And so I had a lot of like friends, and I never felt like I would have to go eat lunch in my car alone.
Yeah. I definitely feel like I had similar experiences when I was younger. By the time I went to high school, I had a really solid group of friends, but like intermediate, like 6th, 7th, 8th, even like 9th grade a little bit. I guess maybe more like 6, 7, 8 were like years where I felt the same of like, I would have these friends that we had all of our classes together with. So we would see each other all the time and be friends, but they like never sustained themselves. And it wasn't until like midway through 8th grade and then into 9th grade that I found like a group of friends where I was like, I can stay super solid with them. So
Just,
I related to what Sage was saying a little bit.
Nothing
for sure.
breaks my heart more because it really makes me so sad, like, seeing people on the outs.
Yeah.
Especially people that are so cool and like
Yeah.
funny. Like, I think she's funny.
Yeah.
And she's just so quirky and like, I don't know, I just love her. So it was so sad to hear. And that this is something I love about Survivor, though, is how much it brings out the vulnerability in everyone. I mean,
Yeah.
we had confessionals from Steven that were really similar to hers early on in the game.
Yeah,
Where it's like, I'm
imposter
weird.
syndrome.
Yeah. Imposter syndrome. Everyone's saying they like me, but do they really? Like,
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
You know, so I just, and then it's hard on our side on the couch knowing that the reality she fears is
true. Yeah.
And that she is on the outs. And it is because people are like, she's weird.
Yeah.
And she talks about poop and whatever. Like, she's just so funny, but so quirky. I just don't think anyone takes her seriously.
Yeah. And it's hard too, because it's like, you can tell that Savannah is in game mode with it and is like, I have to get this
Yeah,
person
she's
out
gone.
that wants to go like eliminate me. And like real life is not always that intense. And so it's hard to like judge the players of like, you know, I genuinely don't, I believe someone said like, it's not a personal thing.
No, it's not.
I think it might've been Nate that said like, it's not a personal thing. Like it's just how it played out.
Yeah.
And it's hard because it's like, we feel so much empathy for Sage when she says this. But then it's like, God, what do you do? And it's like a game that's about numbers and social politics and like the connections that you have. It's so hard.
It's so hard. And it's like, Sage knows that. Like, she knows that it's a game of numbers and this, and that. But like, at the end of the day, you still have to be able to explain or answer, well, why wasn't me though?
Yeah.
Like, was it really just unlucky? Like, it had to be something.
Yeah.
Because, like, yes, it is unlucky, but obviously, like, relationships have been forming and she's just been on the out. So there has to be, like, an answer for that. So I just know it's like, oh, it's probably so hard for her watching right now.
Yeah.
So I am excited to hear her talk at some point and just see how she moves on. The swap could be really good for her, too.
Yeah.
I could see her vibing with people on Hina.
Yeah.
Maybe she'll squeeze in somewhere with her Uli tribe mates.
Yeah.
I think, though, for this little development we saw, I thought it was poorly played by Shannon. Because I don't think Shannon needed to tell Savannah ASAP. Because Sage wasn't even saying we should vote out Savannah. She was just saying, I've just observed
Have you observed the same thing?
Yeah, that Savannah and Rizzo like talking a lot together. And so in my head, I would have been like, okay, she trusts me to like come to me, and we obviously like each other and have
you
some
keep
sort
her
of
on the side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you just keep her on the side. And like, you don't know what's going to happen. You don't know what doors could shut or open.
Yeah.
And so just keep it open and be like, oh, interesting. Like, I've actually noticed that too. Maybe let's like keep an eye and just ask questions. Be like, what else have you noticed?
For sure.
How else are you feeling?
I agree.
Like, you don't need to go spill it. I think just keep it close to you. A good thing that this does for her is it causes some chaos between Savannah and Sage. And so it's just like even more heat off of her. It creates this like, I guess it just sheds light on this tension that's already existing.
Yeah.
So it is kind of good for her that way, but I think it would have been better to keep it to herself.
I agree. I think that if anything, and we don't know everything that happens out there, but I think, that it would have been better for Shannon to use that as a way to like push it onto Jawan.
Yes.
And I don't want Jawan to go home because he's my winner pick, but like Shannon should be like, okay, well, if Sage really likes me and trusts me like this, I should maybe consider keeping her. And so I need to subtly lobby for it to be Jawan to go home and not Sage. And we'll see how it plays out with the swap. Because if Shannon and Sage end up together, then that relationship might be useful to Shannon anyway. I agree with you that I think the swap is going to be good for the two players on Uli who are on the outs, which is Jawan and Sage. I think that they will benefit from this. Obviously, maybe not, depending on how things
they
fall.
could be a victim of it.
Yes. I think that this is inversely a negative to, honestly, like, I almost kind of feel like this is a net negative for everybody on Hina because Steven was so insulated on Hina that I think no matter what, he was never going home.
I think Christina was in a good spot
That's
too.
what I'm saying. I think this, if anything, I think this swap might hurt people like Christina, Matt, and Jason more than it helps them. I think Steven will be fine no matter what, but I think as a whole, shuffling the tribes is going to be less good for Hina. But I don't know, because then you could also see too, like if we end up with like a, 4 Uli and 3 Hina tribe, and it's like Savannah, Rizzo, Nate, and Sage versus MC, Steven, and Christina, then if Sage thinks that she's on the bottom and is without Shannon and knows Savannah and Rizzo like each other, why would she not just flip? So I don't know.
She could.
I don't know. It really, and this is what everything in Survivor's about, but it really comes down to like the luck of the draw. Like,
it really does.
How are the tribes going to be formed? And then we can make a better judgment on like who did it hurt? Who did it help? I think the only things we can be certain on is that I think no matter what happens, Alex and Sophie are benefiting from this for sure.
No matter what, they're going to be fine. I think these are the only constants that Sophie B is going to be fine.
Yeah.
Alex is going to be fine. And Jason is going to continue to crush it on puzzles.
Yes.
So whatever tribe has Jason, they're safe.
Whichever tribe has Jason, if the challenge has a puzzle and they put him on it, you're probably right.
He's incredible.
So good at them.
He's been on every single puzzle and he has been undefeated.
I think about that all the
Constantly.
time. If I was on Survivor, I'm like, I can't. Sometimes doing puzzles is already hard. I'm like hungry, tired, sleepy, thirsty, sunburned, and I'm like the mental capacity that these people that people like Jason have is just so impressive to me.
It is impressive. Like he truly just locks in.
Yeah.
And it's like you can tell that it's genuinely fun for him.
Oh yeah.
Like he doesn't feel stress, he doesn't feel pressure. He's like, I was made for this moment.
Yeah.
And he just owns it and steps into it, and he does such an incredible job. Something that was I guess not exposed, but I realized this episode is the Kella tribe was never really weak. They just
can't do
are
puzzles.
dumb. Yeah, they're not dumb. They just cannot do puzzles.
Not adept.
They're not adept.
The puzzle portion of challenges.
They weren't very diverse in their challenge strengths.
Yeah.
Because all of them, I think, are strong. All of them could endure a lot.
Even this episode, I got chills at the fact that I'm like, Kella was done with the physical part first.
Yeah,
I was like,
breeze through
the
it.
way that I was sitting on my couch, like, I want this for them so bad.
Me too.
Like, everybody loves an underdog story. It's a bit cliche, a bit corny, but like, I fully buy into those every time on Survivor.
Me too.
I'm like,
you love it.
I need them to go so far, and I was praying that they would pull this win out because I just was like, oh, what a way to cap the storyline of Kella, because I think they would have swapped next episode no matter what. Of like, they finally come back, because that happened with in 46, Tiff, Q, and Kenzie. That's what happens. Like the final challenge before they merge,
they all swapped it up.
They finally win. They finally win
and
immunity.
Then they swapped it the next one.
I don't think they had a tribe swap on 46. I think 46 they got down to there was just Kenzie, Q, and Tiffany left. And they finally win the last immunity challenge and don't go home. And that's when Jem, who had the idol, gets voted out with the idol in their pocket. And she started the trend of everybody on 46 going home with the idol in their pocket. So I was hoping for something like that of like, oh my God, let this be like a 46 moment of like, we are going to like take all of that energy and just make it happen. And that's what I'm saying. Like, it was devastating all around. Like, sad episode of like what happened to Jake, what happened to Kella, Sage's like emotional turmoil. Like, it was a bit of an emotional episode, pretty heavy. With the silver lining being that Jake was fine and arrived home in time to witness the birth of his son.
He said in his exit interview that he arrived 48 hours before his son was born.
Yeah.
So it's just like...
How special.
And also, he didn't say this in his exit interview, but like, we don't know how the labor was or how his wife is doing. And maybe his wife like really needed him to be there.
Yeah.
And, God was just like, I will send this like snake that is absolutely horrifying to bite you, but you're going to be fine. Like, who knows? You know, everyone has their own beliefs of just like everything works out.
Yeah.
But I think like maybe his wife and his son like really needed him, or his dad, or like, who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows? But also in the immunity challenge, something that I thought of, Savannah, I noticed, incredible swimmer.
Oh yeah.
She was like so fast, so
fierce.
strong. She was fierce, absolutely fierce. Christina killed it. Like on things that look hard, like it just, I can't help but compare her to Sari because she compares herself to Sari. But we see Sari have some emotional challenges where she's just going through and struggling. Oh yeah. And everyone cheering her on. And like, you can do this. Like
I have seen, I'm going to go on a little tangent.
That's fine.
I've seen so many takes about that clip from Game Changers of on season 34, they're doing a reward challenge. Sari can't finish the balance beam and her team loses. And Jeff is like, we'll wait here if you want to finish it. And I've seen so many people be like, oh my God, this is what's wrong with modern Survivor because Jeff wants to push these emotional moments. And I agree sometimes. I agree sometimes that like there's moments that I'm like,
okay.
The way that scene emotionally destroys me every time that I watch it. I've been showing the seasons chronologically to my boyfriend, Josh. We watched Game Changers a couple months ago at this point. And I knew it was coming. Oh my God.
Gotcha.
Still, I'd seen it before, sobbing.
Yeah.
It just moves me.
It moves me
so
too.
deeply of like, corny, sure. But like the way that Survivor helps people conquer their like personal demons, or like proving to themselves they can do like these difficult things, like pushing back against like mistakes that you've made or failures you've had. I eat it up. I just eat it up every time.
Me too.
And I just cry.
Me too. I love it. And I think it's because everyone relates in some way. Like everyone has that part of them that doubts themselves, or like is an imposter, or is like, I don't know if I could do this. And seeing someone go out there and conquer that is so inspiring.
Yeah.
And it just evokes like so much emotion. Evokes? And is that the right word? Invokes. So much
I think
emotion.
evokes is right too, though.
Yeah, I don't know. Whatever. I'll have to look that up in the
I
dictionary.
think both are right.
Okay. I'm always right.
Invoke. You like invoke a curse on someone, it evokes emotion.
Oh, yeah. I think
I almost kind of feel like both of them are right. We're going to get clowned in the comments, I'm sure.
maybe one is just more like passive and the other one is active.
It evokes, like you would say like something elicits emotion.
Sure.
Evokes emotion.
I think
Invokes emotion. I have no idea.
it felt right to me.
We're going to have to
maybe,
look. Should I look it up right now?
Yeah, you can look it up. But I mean, as for the cheesy moments in Survivor, I don't hate them always. Sometimes they are really, really forced. The ones that bothered me the most are like in tribal councils or whatever.
Yeah.
Or I think
What's the metaphor? Well, Jeff,
that.
Survivor is kind of like crashing an airplane. Survivor
Really?
is kind of like
A roller
snapping your
coaster.
ACL playing kickball. Survivor is kind of like working at Subway for 10 years and getting fired. Like people will just come up with the most
It's
random.
like baking. It's like team sports. It's like we're sailing a boat. It's like riding a roller coaster.
Survivor is like me going to McDonald's, ordering a McFlurry, and being told the ice cream machine is broken.
Is broken. And I'm like, what? Yeah, it's just that, if anything, that's one thing that bothers me the most is the metaphors. But I don't mind the forced cheesy moments sometimes. I mean, like the one that will go down in history from this last season was Joe and Eva. Eva?
Yeah, Eva.
Anyway,
Yeah.
I loved that one so much. And it's like, we don't know what emotional moments will resonate with who. So who am I to like
Yeah.
say, you know, that it was stupid or I don't know.
Yeah.
Forced or super cheesy, because for someone it's like, well, that really
It's
impacted
special.
me. That
Yeah.
was like really special. Wow. So anyway, I loved seeing Christina just crush that because it brought me back to that in Game Changers, one of my just favorite moments in Survivor, and everyone like cheering her on and her conquering it. And it's funny because Jeff, like that was kind of uncharacteristic for Jeff, I feel like, because he kind of throws so much shade in challenges if people are struggling. He's like, the biggest blowout in Survivor history.
And he used to be even more brutal.
Oh,
like in earlier seasons, he would
ruthless.
literally be like, there's a very infamous clip of Philippines, again, Survivor 25, where
I don't remember it. What does he say?
just like he randomly decides for one episode to just shit all over Katie, where he's just like, Katie, completely worthless in this challenge. We're still dealing with the Calabao tribe, like dealing with what Katie did to put them behind. Like,
Oh my
like
gosh.
crazy. And
Katie's
it comes
like, bro.
and it comes out of nowhere. And he even addresses it at the reunion with her, where he's like, how do you feel about that? Because I didn't realize that I did that. And it was a whole episode of me just crapping on you at every single challenge. And she was like, oh, it's okay. But he used to be way more. There's the tribal council where he's talking to Courtney Yates and is like, Courtney, like, you sit out of every single challenge. And she's like, I'm not the one, because Boston Rob had just been voted out. And he's like, we voted out Boston Rob and now you're here at tribal council. And she's like, I didn't do that, Jeff. I literally am not the one that voted him out. Why are you mad at me that I suck at the challenges? I'm not the one that did it.
Yeah, she like claps back. I love her. There was actually someone else in the new era that sat out of every challenge.
Oh, I know exactly who you're talking
was
about.
that?
What was her name? It was in 44, I think.
And he says something to her too. And he's just like,
Yeah. Was it 44 or was it? Yeah, it was 44. She was on a green tribe. Hold on. I know who you're talking about. Speaking of,
Okay.
so evoke is typically used when talking about how something produces or draws out feelings, memories, or reactions. So evoke is right. Invoke is often used in the context of prayer and other religious, religious, spiritual, or supernatural matters that involve calling upon a higher power for help to like invoke a blessing or invoke a curse. So
Okay.
it is evoke.
Evoke.
Yes.
Got it.
Was it
And invoke.
Chanel? Is her name Chanel? No, Chanel was on 42. Hold on.
I don't know. I
Hold on.
cannot remember.
I know who you're talking about. I am. This is like
She
one of
bugged me
the few
so
moments
bad.
that I like can't remember off the top of my head, which is kind of crazy.
That is
Claire.
kind of crazy.
It was Claire. Claire, which is crazy because Claire went out 4th. So it's like, okay, she sat out of like what, 3 challenges in a row or something.
It felt like so many more than that.
I actually think that Claire is the reason why, because it used to be you can't sit out in back-to-back challenges in the same cycle. And now, like, it used to be like you can't sit out back-to-back challenges in between every tribal council. So, for example, if there's a reward challenge and someone sits out, they have to participate in immunity, but they could sit out again the next reward challenge.
Yes.
Now it's like no matter what, you can't sit out back to back because in this episode, even though they'd only had one challenge since the previous one, Jeff still made them. I'm pretty sure that I'm right in that, like, I don't think that rule was as strict as it used to be. And they just recently made it so that it's like, oh, no matter what, you can't sit out back to back challenges.
Which I like that. I think it's great
I think
and
so
needed.
too.
Claire, like, I just remember being like, what?
Yeah.
You're out there on the show, like living your dream. For so many people, it's a dream.
Well, she talked about how it's like, she was like, I'm doing what's best for the tribe. Which,
Really?
Yeah, which I agree with too. Like, if you think that you're going to not be as helpful, it was really interesting to me that Jeff called her out on it, if anything. Cause I'm like, there's plenty of players that have sat out of everything. Like
But
Sandra sat out of everything and she won twice.
She sat out of a lot.
So
Yeah,
it was
she's
interesting
amazing.
that Jeff was like, Claire, you've sat out of every challenge, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, okay.
I think if I
tons of people
remember
sit
right,
out.
what I hated the most about it is like she sat out all the time, but she also wasn't like socially involved in the tribe. So I think she was just trying to coast.
Yeah.
And I'm like, if you want to coast, go on Big Brother, sister.
Yeah.
Like, you cannot do that here.
It's funny you bring up Big Brother. I'm going to do a huge pivot.
Okay.
It's funny you bring up Big Brother because Sage talked about how she was almost cast on Big Brother.
I know.
I kind of get the vibe that she would have done better.
I think she
On
would
Big
have
Brother.
crushed it on Big Brother.
I think she would have done a lot better because I think that Big Brother, it is easier to float. Because
Yes.
in Big Brother, I mean, with the BB Blockbuster, there's 3 people get nominated. But at the end of the day, when it's eviction night, you're picking between 2 people. And if you're not on the block, you're good to go.
You're fine.
Survivor, anybody's up for grabs if you're not safe. So I think that if things would have been different and Sage was on Big Brother, and, you know, granted, she could still win this season. Maybe she turns it around. We don't know. I think that Sage probably would have done better on Big Brother.
I think so too. And I think just because it's such a longer game.
Yeah. You have way
And-
more time to build those bonds.
Yes. And she is so lovable. And I think people really would have been drawn to her. And I think there are a lot of like kind of quirky people that go on Big Brother that could have been like, I don't know. I think they just would have vibed really well.
Yeah.
And she would have performed well in challenges. Like, there's just so many things I think that would have benefited her more in Big Brother. But because it is a longer game and it helps you just to be so likable.
Yeah.
And to be kind of, because she's viewed as like non-threatening and kind of just like, woo.
Yeah.
People would have viewed her that way in Big Brother. But
Yeah.
she's like way smarter than that. Anyway. So
Yeah.
yeah, I agree. I hope she goes on Big Brother still. I
Yeah.
mean, she could.
It's interesting because I don't think Big Brother has ever had anybody that was on Survivor on it before Suri.
Yeah.
Whereas we've seen crossover with, I mean, I guess the only people from Big Brother have been Hayden and Caleb on Survivor.
Oh, Caleb was on Big Brother? Because I'm a new Big Brother
Yes,
fan.
Caleb was on Big Brother before he was on Survivor.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So
I'll have to
I don't
watch
know.
his
Maybe
season.
actually that's not true. There hasn't been a ton of crossover between the 2 shows. I know that Rachel Riley has been like pretty vocal about wanting to complete the trifecta and do Survivor.
I would love her on
I do too.
Survivor.
And I just get the vibe that, I don't know. I just get the vibe that like that's not Jeff's, like she's not Jeff's vibe. Like I don't know if Jeff would want her on Survivor because
But-
she's very much like campy reality TV casting. And Survivor does not go for like campy people. Like the closest I can think of is like Carolyn, but I don't even think that was like camp. She's literally just like that. Whereas Rachel and like shows like The Traitors, which she was also on, that's like what they want. They want like the camp, like over the top, like, well, let me tell. So
yes,
it'll
the
be
drama.
Yeah. So
also the trifecta being Survivor, Big Brother, and Amazing Race.
Yes, the CBS trifecta.
Yes,
of
the
course.
CBS
And
trifecta.
we've had plenty of players or people do 2 of the 3. Like Boston Rob did Survivor and Amazing Race. Janelle has done Big Brother and Amazing Race.
Natalie.
Cerie's done Survivor and Big Brother. Natalie has done Survivor and Amazing Race. But we've never seen somebody do all 3. This current season of The Amazing Race is all Big Brother players and their partners.
Wow. Do you watch Amazing Race?
I used to, and people are going to clown me for this too, because people would say the same thing about Survivor. I just felt like Amazing Race got so repetitive, and it was just like the same thing every season, which I get. People are going to say people are going to say that about Survivor too. They are. They're like, is that not the same? For whatever reason, Survivor is just like way more. I think what it is The Amazing Race. You're literally just watching people travel and do these challenges, and there's not a lot of like strategy behind it. Whereas Survivor and Big Brother are infinitely more interesting because it's like, what are these people going to do in this situation to survive?
Because the people have to play each other.
Yes.
It's not just like them against the game.
Yeah. And in Amazing Race, like there are moments where it's like, oh, you can backdoor, that's Big Brother. It's U-turn. You U-turn. So like somebody gets to a challenge and you usually get to pick option A or option B. But if you get U-turned, you have to do like both of them.
Oh.
And so you can do that. Like if you get there first, you can pick which team to U-turn.
I really don't have room to speak on it because I have not. I think I've seen half of a season of Amazing Race, and I mean it's cool. I like it, but Rachel Riley on Survivor would be crazy.
Oh, I need it desperately.
I think she would lose her mind.
Oh, I think she would too. I think she'd be an early out. Love you, Rachel.
Fall apart.
Love you.
Yeah, she would
love
fall
you.
apart.
I don't know how far she's making it. Last out of pocket thing that I want to say before we get into like our closing remarks.
Oh, I have one out of pocket thing too.
Okay, let's both do it. My out of pocket thing, which I want to make clear is a joke to all of our listeners. What I'm about to say is a joke. We've seen the Kella tribe vote out Nicole and Jeremiah. Alicia, is the Kella tribe homophobic?
I'm scared.
The answer is obviously no.
Wait.
But I thought about that.
This is probably controversial to say, but I'm not convinced Alex is straight though.
Okay. We'll have to see.
So I'm like, maybe not.
Maybe.
Maybe not.
There's always time for people to develop their fruitiness for sure.
Yeah.
But as far as we know, he is. He said that his boss told him like come home with a girl, maybe you'll find a wife.
So he was like, my boss said. He wasn't like, I want to come home with a wife or a girl.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That's hilarious.
As soon as they voted Jeremiah out, I wrote that in my notes. Like, is the Kella tribe homophobic?
Are they homophobic? Maybe.
But they're not. They're definitely not.
Definitely not. And also, just on that note, I will greatly miss Jeremiah.
Oh.
I loved Jeremiah.
Me too.
Loved.
And I want to say, the way in which he so firmly and strongly believes in astrology is so funny to me. No shade to people that like astrology. I think astrology's fun, interesting. I love talking about it.
Yeah.
Do I necessarily believe in it? I don't think so. But I think it's fun. But he literally in his confessionals is like, I know Alex is a Libra and he's going to have a hard time making up his mind. In his exit interview with Rob Cesternino, he's like, you're a Libra.
Yes.
Like, you don't make up your mind.
What else did he say about Capricorns,
He said
though?
Capricorns are most likely to win Survivor. Alicia is a Capricorn. So
when he said that, I was like, I knew it.
It's just funny.
It's so funny.
I really wish there was a world where him and Shannon would have gotten together because they would have been so
good.
So woo-woo together.
I love it.
And it would have been great.
And Sage.
Oh, yeah.
Sage
they would have all
woo-woo.
wooed out together.
Oh, like crazy.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. This episode was such a letdown. Like, think about what could have been.
I'm so bummed.
What could have been. That's sad.
I'm so bummed.
What's your out-of-pocket thing?
Whatever. My out-of-pocket thing, is another show that you should watch called Extracted.
Okay.
Have you heard of Extracted? So my brother-in-law was on the show.
Okay.
And
wait, we did talk about this.
Did we?
Yes, because I was like, it sounds like it's Naked and Afraid, kind of. And you were like,
well, because
they have to get to this point to get extracted? Like they drop them off somewhere and then they have to get somewhere is how it works?
So kind of. I just barely watched it, but they're like in a group of 3.
Yeah.
And it's like your family members or your loved ones.
Yes.
And 2 of the 3 will stay in headquarters. And 1 person will go out and live in the woods.
Yeah.
And the family members decide when to extract their loved one. And you extract them when, they want to quit or be pulled.
Okay.
Or it's like...
So I was completely wrong on the way this game works.
A little bit, yeah. Okay, but you were on the vein that it's like survival stuff.
Yeah.
But they are alone out there, and they do have challenges that they have to do, you know, and some of them involve the loved ones at headquarters. Like headquarters, they'll have to draw this map of like where they are and where this treasure chest is or something, or where this fire is. And then they'll get it sent to their loved one, but they can't communicate with each other. And whoever is surviving, like there's cameras on them, they're mic'd, so their loved ones can hear them in headquarters, but like the ones surviving never hear. Anyway, so they have to like work together, and the people in headquarters have to like strategize on which person, like which families to disadvantage or give advantages to. And you like compete against each other to send your loved ones supplies and like all of this stuff. It's super cool. You should watch it.
Okay.
I'm dying for a season 2.
Okay. I have like if we get in the weeds of like reality competition television, there's a lot of other shows that I think that you and I could totally talk about
100%.
together and just get obsessed. Like I think I told you about The Genius. There's
watched
another.
it.
We'll talk after this. There's
Okay.
a lot of shows that I'm like anything like society, like social politics or like strategy. I just eat up.
I love it too. It's just so fun to watch humans like strategize and think through and problem solve and
just see what they do.
go against each other too. Like I just love it.
It's like our primal evolutionary instincts of competition, survival of the fittest. I'm sure.
I'm sure. I'm just checking my notes to make sure we didn't miss anything else.
Okay.
Oh, I also loved MC's little Camp Rock dance after she found
my God, I forgot.
She was like,
I forgot that we were going to talk. They said that. I wanted to talk about that too. That was so funny.
So funny.
It was so funny.
So funny.
I feel like, do I kind of know the dance? It's something like,
I don't.
They go like, it's like boom, boom.
Down, right? Isn't it like,
it's something
down.
like do boom. And then they do like a
oh yeah.
Camp Rock, something like that.
We'll have to look it
I
up.
used to know it verbatim. Yeah, that's so funny.
It
I
was
laughed at that
so
too.
funny when she did that. I was like, I love this
So
girl.
funny. Okay.
Love it. Any other notes I had? I don't know. Hold on. What were you gonna say?
No, you're totally fine. I was just holding for suspense.
Oh, okay. I do have a couple other things.
Okay, let's hear them.
One, Omar, he had said he is a vet.
Yes.
Like a veterinarian
Yeah.
as his profession.
Oh, he commented on this.
He commented on this.
Okay.
And he said this was by far the scariest medical situation we've had in Survivor history, which was interesting.
Yeah.
But then he also said it is incorrect to say poisonous snake bite.
Yeah, venomous.
Venomous, because poison is something you ingest.
Venom is something that's put into you.
Injected.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I was like,
I do think I knew that.
Interesting. I didn't know that. It made sense. Okay, it was this. So after the immunity challenge, Jeff gives Uli the idol. Savannah takes it. And then he was like, Savannah, grabbing the immunity idol again. She was like, I just love it. Then he goes, I'm starting to think it may be some sort of superstition. What does he mean by that?
I don't know. Jeff just likes to sometimes like say things.
I when he said that, I was
That's what I was
just
talking
like,
about earlier. Like when he just randomly like bashes certain people for their talent performance. I guess he used to do that.
Yeah.
Sometimes I just feel like Jeff's just saying shit.
Yeah, just because
saying
he's
stuff.
like, he has to respond and say something.
Yeah.
I was like, why would he say that? I didn't know, and maybe we could look into this. Is there something about the person that grabs the idol?
Oh, that'd be really interesting to see. Like,
Yeah.
You mean like
Who on the tribe steps forward to get the idol that they just won?
And then if like you're saying that if they
Just what are the repercussions of that?
yeah.
Why would it be superstition? Why would he think of saying that? Is it like whoever grabs it is like safe? So she
Yeah.
wants to always be the one to grab it?
Jeff does like, I'll say this too. I feel like Jeff likes to comment on women
He
doing
loves
that.
it.
Because I remember very vividly, there's a challenge where Abby Maria in Philippines is like the one we keep coming back to this episode. She grabs the idol and she had sat out of the challenge and is like, I think you should be giving that to Malcolm, don't you think? Because Malcolm won them the challenge. He, I'm not trying to make a judgment on Jeff and his feelings about female players. So I'm just going to leave it there.
Just something to think about. Just something
to think about. I don't know if he would have said that to a man, but
I mean, probably not.
I don't think so.
Just with his track record, I don't know. And he gets crushes on like strong male players.
Jeff is so gay for those alpha male people. When Jake went out, devastated.
I'm sure he went in his tent and
devastated.
cried.
Oh yeah.
I'm sure.
Why do you think he yelled at Courtney about Boston Rob?
Absolutely. You know what? I bet every night he goes to bed, he's thinking about Jonathan coming back on 50.
Oh yeah.
I mean, they're already done filming.
Jonathan, Ozzy, Coach.
Coach.
He's so ready. Colby.
Oh,
he got all of his crushes. Literally everyone except for Boston Rob. He got them all back.
Got them all.
So dumb.
Got them all back.
All right. Who is our queen of the week?
Sophie.
100%. I was going to say, I think we've got one candidate from each tribe. And remember, queen of the week, anybody, male or female, non-binary, whoever, anyone can be queen of the week.
Yeah.
It just so happens that I feel like every single week, it's always a woman this season. I was going to say, I think our candidates are MC from Hina. I think Shannon from Uli.
And
And I think Sophie B from Kella. And I agree with you. I think it hands down, no competition, not even close. Sophie B's queen of the week again. She's just absolutely owning it.
And I think maybe MC, like there is some space for that. We just haven't seen enough. We haven't gotten enough time with Hina or Uli to really know. I wouldn't say Shannon just because I don't think she should have told Savannah.
Yeah.
But it still was like played out okay and well.
She just seems to be like really well insulated on her tribe.
She is.
Which I
Sage
truly did not see coming.
Not at all.
I was a Shannon doubter.
I thought that Shannon
I thought she was going to get out there and be like,
Sage's position.
Woo! Yes. I thought the same
Completely
thing.
flipped.
Totally. I think we talked about this last episode, but I felt the same of like, oh, she's going to get out there. She's going to be woo-woo and everyone's going to be like, whatever. Oh my God. I don't think she's ever, if that tribe stayed intact, she's the last one going home.
She's fine.
Yeah.
I do remember though feeling like after watching her interview, I was all in. Like I am just bought into her as a person. I'm like, whatever she's selling, I'm buying. I love Shannon.
Give her a reality show.
I'm a Shannon diehard.
Have her start a company.
Please.
Sell me some products.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like I love her. So I think she just has that about her where everyone is drawn to her. And it was interesting because Sage did say in her confessional that she views Shannon as someone who is in a power position.
Yes.
So she knows that everyone likes Shannon. It's clear that everyone's like talking to Shannon. She's in. She's in the tribe. So our girl Shannon is doing good. Even though I would have played it out differently.
Yeah.
You can still give her the tiara if you want to, but
oh, no.
Just
Sophie B gets the tiara this week. She's queen of the week.
Yeah.
Hands down. She's played this first part of the game so well. I imagine that she will continue to play really well and go super deep. Like these people that survive disaster tribes, like we've said again and again,
go far.
They go
She might
really
be in
far.
the end.
They go really far. I would not be surprised to see Alex or Sophie or both of them in the final five. They're going to go far. And it's so interesting because I feel like if I was on Survivor, that's like 100% who I would be gunning for because that's what I think about is like Shannon Ricard, the Tika 3,
Reba 4.
Yeah.
Well, they were strong.
Yeah. Or like, I mean, even Emily from that season, like Emily makes
Emily
it super
went
deep.
so far.
Stephanie LaGrossa on Palau, like she's the last person left and she makes it deep in the game. Like the Fong tribe from Gabon, like they lose every single challenge and then they go all the way to the end, right? Like that, if I was on this season, that is who I would be silently lobbying to get out is like get Sophie and Alex out because they are going to go undetected and both tribes are going to be ping-ponging each other and then it's going to get to the point where it's like, oh shit, like
they're going to win.
That's what happened on 44 with the Tika 3 is like the red and green tribes kept going after each other. I guess it was orange and green and Carolyn, Carson, and Jam Jam sat in the middle and literally just like, bounced back and forth every single vote and then they were three of the final four. So I
love them.
Sophie and Alex are going far. Sophie's queen of the week.
They're going far.
She's
I
queen
love
of the
Sophie.
week. Yep.
The thing that just solidified it for me was when she was spying on them. I'm
Oh,
like,
yeah.
she didn't even need to do that, but she's just so
She
like,
wants to know what they're saying.
she
Like,
wants to
who's
know.
lying to me? And she was like, oh my God, Alex is thinking about voting me out.
Yeah.
So I have to get locked and loaded. She shows up with like, I have been in a 4-year relationship.
Never
St. Francis High
cheated.
School. I've had the same nail tech my whole life. Like she
had it.
committed to
And
the bit.
what I love too, because after that conversation she listened in on, well, it depends on the edit. This is what they showed us.
Yeah.
So it might not have been chronological, but she's sitting with Alex and she was like, you know what? I don't think Jeremiah would ever write my name down.
Yeah.
Like he told me he never would and this, and that. So she's basically saying it's gonna be you that he's writing down.
Yeah.
So anyway, I love how she just like recovered herself.
Yeah.
And she's so great.
So
she
good.
is been the queen of the week, the queen from the Kella tribe.
Yeah.
And
Queen of the week every week, I think.
She's been killing it.
Done so good.
I love her.
Yeah.
Hopefully we get a different queen though next week. And I'm really looking forward to a switch up and getting gameplay from other people.
Exactly. I think my very last thing that I'll say is I'm glad they're tribe swapping because I literally wrote down early in the episode, why are we not swapping tribes?
Please.
I like every single season. The 3 tribe 6-person format, tired.
I don't like it.
And something else that I loved that Sophie S said, I believe it was her in her pregame press. When Mike Bloom was like, what's your Survivor hot take? She was like, why are we taking away Flint from people that lose? I want to say it was Sophie S that said it. Somebody said that as their hot take and was like, why are we punishing the losers? Like it only snowballs. And I'm like, exactly. Yes. Like more than half of the New Era seasons, 5 out of 9 New Era seasons have had a disaster tribe. We had 41, 44, 45, 46, 49. All of them had a tribe that got down to like 2 or 3 members. And I'm like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
Like,
what are we doing? Come on.
This is so tired. I'm so happy that we're swapping so we get a little bit of action before the merge. But like, on 50, they're doing it again. They're starting with 3 tribes of 8, I'm sure. I just hope that after season 50, it's all out of the producer systems and we can finally go back to like, what if we did 2 tribes of 9? And I know that they're like, oh, what the gender imbalance, because you're going to have one tribe that has 5 girls and one that has 5 guys. Like, okay, let them work it out, girl.
Yeah, they'll figure it out.
Let them work it out. Cast 20 if you're worried about that.
Yeah, seriously.
Cast 16 if you're worried about that. I don't think anybody would complain about a smaller cast, especially when there's 26 days, because then you get more time with everybody. Like, tired. This format is tired.
It is tired. It needs to be put to bed.
Yeah.
Something I think Stephen Fishback said on Know-It-Alls, I listened to some of it. He said that it was either him or Omar. They were like, you know what they should do to avoid this from happening is send 2 tribes to tribal council every week. I was like, okay. That would kind of help the New Era because then we would get to see dynamics on so many other tribes.
I think that we might be seeing that on 50, girl. If they're doing 24 people in 26 days, someone either is going home literally every day or they're doing multiple tribes at tribal. I think that we're going to see something like that. I think that's what they should do. We're going to see multiple episodes of 2 tribes going to tribal.
That's what's got to happen.
Multiple eliminations.
They just have too many.
100% we're seeing that.
I think what they could also do is just do more reward challenges.
Yeah.
So we could still have like 2 tribes win a reward challenge or something, but then 2 tribes always go to tribal council. That would just help so much.
Yeah.
Just for us to see other tribes play more.
Yeah.
And to see things be happening on other tribes other than one tribe just cannibalizing each other.
Yeah. Because, and this season has plenty of time to keep getting good. But yeah, these first 2 weeks, it's been fairly straightforward, pretty simple, not a ton of yes, we have seen some great maneuvers by Sophie B and, MC was impressive this episode. Like we've seen some stuff happening, but yeah, it has not been the most exciting, strategically interesting, even, socially interesting because no one's had to test anything that they've said or done or thought except for Kella every week. And every single week it's been a unanimous vote. It was
we almost got it this episode.
5-1 for Nicole, 4-1 for Annie, 2-1 for Jeremiah. So every single week it was unanimous, just completely done.
This week would have been the most interesting one.
Absolutely.
Had Jake not been taken out. But it was a very interesting episode for just the
behind the scenes
history.
stuff. Yeah, crazy.
Yeah, behind the scenes and
for sure.
That it's going down as, up to this point, the
Yeah.
scariest medical emergency
This
we've
is
had.
if they're submitting an episode from this season for an Emmy, it's going to be this one, I'm
It's
sure.
going to be this one.
Because they're like, Survivor is so real. And it is. I'm not making fun of it. It is real, but 100%. This is the episode because it's got the emotions. Yeah, 100%.
Yep.
All right, everybody.
Y'all, what a bouncy, all over the place episode, but I loved it.
Yes.
I'm beyond excited for next week.
Same.
We hope you are
the
too.
The game is really going to get started next week.
It's going to get so good. This is just what we love.
Tune in on Wednesday to see the new episode and see how the tribe swap occurs, what drama we get up to, and then tune in next week for our recap episode. We'll talk about all things Survivor 49, and I'm sure we're going to have a lot to talk about next week. Really excited to do that. So
excited.
Without further ado, Alicia, the queens have spoken.
Loud and clear.
Loud and clear.
They have spoken.
We said our piece. We let everybody know. Oh yeah.
Mallets
Snuff the torch.
snuffed.
Yeah. Mallet. Oh yeah, Judge
How
Judy.
should you judge?
Remember?
Well, it would be a snuffed, like the queens have spoken.
Yeah.
Like the tribe has spoken.
Remember when we did that video for the presidential internship where I did a Judge Judy thing?
Yes.
And I referenced Jeff Probst in it too. I still have that on my Instagram.
Gosh.
So funny.
I need to see it. What the
So
heck?
funny.
That's crazy.
Anyway, thank you all for listening. We
Thank
hope
you
that
so
you
much.
have a wonderful week, and we will see you again next time.
Bye.
Bye.